Hello, it's Mellow, and today I'm here to help you figure out how to self-diagnose. If you are not wanting to self-diagnose something, you can send this to someone who is. Or if you're just curious and want to watch this, that's fine too, obviously. But, now I know some people don't like it and even don't like when other people do it. But it is valid when it is done correctly. Self-diagnosis is most common things that are harder to be diagnosed with, like autism, for example. A lot of people have self-diagnosed with autism, and that helps them get the resources they need and the support and the diagnosis. Just getting whatever helps them best help them, and there's nothing really wrong with that. If you still don't like self-diagnosis, that's okay, but it's still a valid form of that. The reason self-diagnosis can be very important is because it can help people do the research they need to get the correct diagnosis, as some professionals don't even know what they're talking about. And sometimes people don't have the resources or the money to get the diagnosis, but they still want to be able to convey that they have that thing so that they can get the help associated with it. When it comes to actually getting your self-diagnosis, if you can, talk to people who have the disorder. That could be friends, family, comment sections, making your own posts and asking questions, joining servers where you can openly ask questions about it, etc. There's a lot of different ways you can go about asking people. Those are just some of the examples. Just make sure you go to generally reliable sources and multiples so that you can figure out what's true and what's not. And getting a peer review is also very helpful so long you're talking to people who understand the disorder. So having the disorder doesn't mean you understand it as well. If you have friends or family who have the disorder in question and you relate to them a lot or they think you have it, that's another sign you have it as well. Though that's not the only thing you need. Like someone just thinking you have it, or you relating to people who have it, that's not the only thing that goes into it, or you're likely to give yourself the wrong self-diagnosis. So look at the symptoms and the traits of the disorder in question and see how many you match up with, how intensely you experience them, for how long you have experienced them, and how they have changed as you grow and maybe change day to day, what triggers them, things like that. And look up things made by people with said disorder or people who specialize in that direction, and go through multiple different sources so that you can make sure what you're seeing is true information. Do your best to look into everything, ask questions, and look into other disorders that have similar symptoms or traits to the disorder in question. Going through different sources and learning more about it, making sure you understand the disorder. So you need to understand it to self-diagnose yourself with it. Make sure you take your time doing all of this. Don't rush into it too fast, or you are likely to find out you have something else. And if you do end up realizing you have something else instead of what you self-diagnosed with, that's okay. You don't have to feel guilty about it. You should make it clear to people that if you're comfortable, you should make it clear with people that you've realized you have something else, because some professionals misdiagnose, and it's very likely, I'm imagining if you're watching this, you're not a trained professional, you're just doing research, so it's okay if you accidentally misdiagnose yourself, or if that peer review people are giving you, or it's like, I think you have it, because, like, whatever thing, even if you just give off the energy of someone who has it, like, whatever reason they think you have it, they could be wrong too. If any of that ends up being wrong, that's okay, but try not to doubt yourself too much when you feel more comfortable in identifying with that. Well, not identifying, it's not really an identity, it's a straight up, like, disorder, but I think I'm making sense in what I'm conveying. If you end up becoming confident in the fact that you have whatever disorder and end up being diagnosed with or told you have something else, look into said something else and see if you relate to that as much as what you self-diagnosed with. If you don't, it's very likely you were misdiagnosed. But still take your time. Do with that what you did with the self-diagnosis. Do the research. If that disorder doesn't fit as well, or you think you have both, you don't have to abandon your self-diagnosis right away, especially if it's something like autism that can be hard to get an actual diagnosis for, as doctors often try giving out any other diagnosis before they want to give out an autism diagnosis. So just know, if you do the research and take the time, you deserve to say that you have whatever disorder. It's often good to specify it's self-diagnosed, but you also don't have to. We know ourselves better than anyone else, especially doctors that often don't know what they're talking about. I'm not saying like all doctors, but a lot of them. Anyway, that's about all for today. I hope you have a good day. And if you don't, that's okay.